Hi friends, it's me, Ali, your friendly neighborhood Chanel expert. Today we are talking about Chanel Fall 2023. We have a couple collections. We have the Byzance Foreshadow palettes. We have the Equinoxe release as well. I've already done a video with these two collections, and I've created a look that was a bit more berry, more plummy, and more dramatic. Today we're going to use the same items, but do something lighter, fresher, and more peachy. But before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. So here is a swatch of all the items that I got from the release. I got two of the loose eyeshadows here. So the light one here is 402 and the other one is 414. And then the third slice is actually the new blush, the beautiful CC blush here. What's interesting is on the swatch on the back of my hand, it almost looks like a little bit of a brick red, a little bit of a peach to it. You know, it looks like a deep berry plum here, but then on the back of my hand, I think possibly this could work for our peachy look today. Unsure, but I'll keep this close. And then on the bottom, that is the new Byzance eyeshadow palette here. So those are all swatches of these new items from these two collections here. So today I am going to, go into some of the lighter colors. I'm going to probably use these two, maybe this one here, and this new 402, the loose eyeshadow here, the lighter color. As always, everything that I'm wearing, everything that I'm mentioning that I'm using is in fact listed in the description box down below, so go ahead and check that out. So to start off with, I'm going to go into this color here. And I'm going to apply this on the lid quite liberally. This is a nice soft color. It has a little bit of luminosity. I think this would be very flattering on mature eyelids or simply for someone who doesn't want a very extravagant look. It's going to bring brightness to the lid, but it's not going to be a big chunky glitter. And this color here is very pretty. It's a little peachy, but it's not too orange. You know, honestly, if you wanted to do an extremely simple look, you could just do what I'm doing here and then throw on a mascara and call it a day. But for today's video, we're going to go a little bit more elaborate. Using this color here and a pencil brush here, this is a double-ended pencil brush, defining brush, I'm going to add a little bit of this nice soft brown in the outer corner here. I think I might do a little bit of a halo effect. So I'm going to use a little bit of that darker color on the outer corner and a little bit in the inner part of the crease here. I really like this soft brown because it's just really soft. You know, you can build it up if you want to, but if you want to keep it really light, you can as well. I know we don't typically add darker color in the inner corner here, but this is more for a halo effect. So you're adding a little bit of darkness on the outside and in the inside as well. And then in the center, we're going to add more light and brightness. And this is just a different way to wear your eyeshadows. So let me know in the comments which items you picked up from both of these, because I think both of these have been out for a minute. Although there's always some confusion because here in Canada, we have the new Byzance collection, and I think in the States, you don't have them yet. Unclear. You know, it's hard to keep track sometimes. I picked mine up in person at Holt Renfrew, but I'm not sure, like in the US, it should be available on the Chanel website and regular retailers soon. I haven't heard anything about it not being available for the US. I'm taking a little bit of that soft brown from before and just tracing it on the bottom lashes here. So you can see that there is a little bit of that soft brown, but it is very light. We could go into this brown and deepen it up, but for today's look, I want to keep it soft and light and a little bit peachy and just, you know, a bit more everyday, because the other look was very beautiful, but maybe a little bit more dramatic. So let's go into this little eyeshadow here. This is the loose powder, or loose eyeshadow, I should say. So my preferred method of using it is putting a little bit of this on a tissue and then dabbing it and then collecting the product, because if you just take it like this and apply it, you're going to get tons of fallout. It's a loose pigment, a loose eyeshadow. It's volatile, it's airborne. So just, you know, save yourself from having to clean up the eyeshadow fallout. Taking a brush, I pat the eyeshadow, I pick it up, and then I apply it here. This finish is different than the palette here. It almost has more of like a foiled finish. Like, it's definitely lighter. Something about the finish, it's more subtle, but it sort of reflects the light a little bit more. So it's just very, very pretty. And just a little bit of this goes a long way. And I just think that this is such a beautiful light color here. And it's just an interesting look to create the halo. So a little bit of that deeper, well, slight deeper brown, and then a little bit of that pop of champagne in the center here. It's just very pretty. And it is very light, of course, but you know, sometimes we need just a light, office appropriate look. I think that soft is the key word for today's look here. And I want to add a bit of liner, but I want something soft. So I'm going into Espresso. It's a nice dark brown. This is going to be, or it's going to give off a softer look than black. So if you have a soft brown, something like that, I think this would lean into this look. At first I thought I was going to go for something peachy. Actually, I think it's just a nice, soft, everyday look. So I'm going to add some liner and some mascara, and I'll be right back. Sometimes you have an idea of what a makeup look will be like, and then once you get going, the colors take you somewhere else. You can see that the little bit of liner and the mascara just gives like a really beautiful, soft look. It's giving, is she wearing makeup? I can't really tell. Obviously I am. You and I know that I'm wearing makeup, but to the average person out there, they might just be like, wow, she just looks lovely. They don't need to know. Anyway, let's move on to the base. So I did have peach in mind, so I'm going into my new #1 de Chanel, the Skin Enhancer in Soft Peach. This is just, oops, sorry to headphone users. This is just a really nice soft pink, soft peach primer. And I'm using this as a primer slash base in a way. I'm just not really feeling foundation. I haven't felt like wearing foundation in a while, to be honest. And I like the glow. It's just really like a nice, healthy, luminous glow. You can mix it into a liquid foundation, a primer, or whatever you want to wear, or you can just wear it on its own. They have 3 shades. I'm wearing the lightest one here. I think it's pretty. You know, it's just like that soft, healthy glow. My concealer, as always, is my Sublimage concealer in the shade 32. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this came out around this time last year, maybe a little bit later in the year. But I just want to show you that I still have like, I think well over half, more than half of the jar left. Like, there's tons of product in here. It's a very expensive concealer. I won't lie to you, it's very expensive, but it's very worth it. I just find that it smooths, it hides, it hydrates, it plumps, it corrects, it does everything. And once you blend it out, it does not move, it doesn't crease, it doesn't budge. It stays in place all day. So is it a lot of money up front? Yep. But then that's it, you're done. You don't have to worry about your concealer, and you use so little of it that you're going to keep it forever. The only annoying part is that it's a big glass jar, so it's not ideal for travel. There is that, but that's it. And the price tag, of course. Moving on to my loose powder here. This is the Universal Loose Powder in the shade 30. I've really been enjoying this because I've been wearing like a really light base, like no foundation. So what I do is I go into primer, concealer, and then a bit of the face powder because I find that the powder mixed with the primer and the concealer just gives me enough blur, enough coverage. I know it's very light coverage, but it's enough for me. I feel like adding a little bit of bronzer because I know it's, well, today I'm filming this on the last day of August and I know it'll be September when I upload this, but it's still hot, like it's still summer weather. So I'm gonna lean into bronzer. This is the Healthy Glow Soleil Tan Cream Bronzer. This is the original shade number 390. And I'm actually using the blush brush because I just like the shape. I just find that it's nice for a good cheek like carving situation. So just using it lightly where, you know, sun would naturally damage my face. That's where I like to apply it, like this. And I do go over top of my cheek. It's going to mix in with my blush. It's gonna be fine. All right, let's go into my beautiful Equinoxe blush here. Isn't this so gorgeous? The leaves on the back, like it looks like leaves, the background decor, if you want to call it that. It looks like purple fall foliage, super pretty. I'm just going to swirl my brush around here and just apply some. It's very pretty. Let's move on to the lips. I am wearing a chapstick. I'm wearing good old-fashioned Burt's Bees. Listen, I know we're talking about Chanel and a lot of luxury, but sometimes you just need like a good old-fashioned Burt's Bees lip balm. This is watermelon scented. There's no actual color. It just has a pink cap. So yeah, I am in fact wearing a Burt's Bees. Shocking. Anyway, let's move on to a lipstick. This is the Chanel Rouge Coco Flash collection. This is a very glossy lipstick, and this is the shade 82 Live or Live. It's like a nice nudie, like it's like your lip but better, a little bit pink, a little bit glossy. It's very natural and easy to wear. I mean, I'm talking and applying it. It's not super dark or matte, so if you go over the lip line a little bit, it's incredibly forgivable. These lipsticks will not be the most long wearing, so you could fill in your lip with a lip liner that matches your lip, but it depends on my mood. Sometimes I really don't care if I have to reapply my lipstick because it offers me a lot of comfort. You know, it's just comfortable to wear, it's glossy, it's hydrating. Sometimes when you're wearing a matte liquid lipstick, it's bulletproof all day, but a little bit makes you feel a bit parched sometimes. So moving on, I want something light and fruity for a perfume. I'm going to go into my Coco Mademoiselle Eau de Toilette. I think that the Eau de Toilette version of Mademoiselle is my favorite because it's lighter, it has more patchouli, it's a bit more fruity, you know, patchouli, no, it has more lychee. It has more lychee fruit. The Eau de Parfum has more patchouli. And I like patchouli, but sometimes patchouli doesn't like me. So sometimes, some days, the Eau de Parfum is like too heavy and like too cloying on me, whereas the Eau de Toilette always has that light lychee freshness to it. And I have like the travel twist. It feels so fresh and so pretty. So just going to spray some of this. How gorgeous. So this is the finished look. We added our fragrance. Fragrance is always the final touch. So this is the look. Is it very subtle? Yeah, it's very pretty. The halo effect was very light. I could redo the halo look and do it a bit more intense, but I just wanted something light, something fresh, something just like healthy, just very simple. This is a look you could definitely create for work, for something more corporate, I don't know, you know, something more professional where you can't wear like super crazy look. Listen, this is very flattering, very beautiful, and I think with some practice you could definitely bang this out very quickly in the morning without too much work or too much hesitation. If you're new to my channel, I create a lot of tutorials, a lot of looks with new releases, and I like to mix and match with what I already own and what you already own as well. So if you want lots of ideas, lots of inspiration on how to use what you actually own, please make sure you subscribe, because I'm going to give you inspiration on how to use this several different more ways. Make sure you're subscribed. Anyway, that is all I have for you guys for today. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.